Once upon a time, in the idyllic town of Grapeville, there stood a vineyard with a sinister secret. The vines, laden with plump, tempting grapes, whispered tales of a curse that had befallen the land. Legend had it that those who dared to harvest the grapes would incur the wrath of vengeful spirits. The vineyard was owned by the eccentric Bartholomew Blenkinsop, a man with a penchant for the supernatural and a love for fine wine. Despite the ominous warnings from the locals, Blenkinsop saw an opportunity to create the most exquisite vintage the world had ever seen. Enter the unsuspecting group of friends, a bunch of wine enthusiasts led by the fearless sommelier, Francesca. Ignoring the ominous rumors, they saw only the potential for the finest wine-tasting experience of their lives. Little did they know, the vineyard had other plans for their evening. As the group approached the vineyard, the air seemed to thicken with an otherworldly presence. The grapevines swayed eerily in the moonlight, whispering a spectral warning that went unnoticed by the eager wine aficionados. Ignoring the ghostly murmurs, they began harvesting the seemingly bountiful grapes. As the first barrel of wine was pressed, a foreboding chill crept through the air. Unbeknownst to the group, the curse began to weave its invisible threads into the fabric of the wine, imbuing it with a malevolent energy. The friends gathered in the dimly lit tasting room, their glasses filled with the cursed vintage. As they sipped the seemingly delightful concoction, a spectral symphony of laughter echoed through the vineyard. The vengeful spirits, now awakened, were ready to wreak havoc on the unsuspecting imbibbers. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness. Chandeliers swung wildly, and the temperature plummeted as the mischievous spirits began their ghostly pranks. Bottles floated in mid-air, corks popped on their own, and the friends found themselves entangled in a chaotic dance with invisible partners. Francesca, the fearless sommelier, attempted to maintain her composure, but the supernatural antics proved too much even for her. The friends, now caught in a whirlwind of spectral mischief, realized they were dealing with a vintage far more potent than they had bargained for. As the chaos reached its peak, the spirits decided to reveal themselves. Ethereal figures clad in tattered grape-stained attire materialized in the room, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly mischief. They were the vengeful souls of the land, seeking retribution for the disturbance of their once peaceful vineyard. The group, now both terrified and amused, attempted to reason with the spirits. In response, the ghosts unleashed a torrent of grape juice that danced through the air, creating a surreal, supernatural spectacle. Laughter mixed with screams as the friends found themselves in a battle of wits and wills with the mischievous apparitions. Francesca, recognizing the need for a diplomatic approach, grabbed a bottle of the cursed wine and proposed a toast to the spirits. Miraculously, the room fell silent as the ghosts contemplated the peace offering. It seemed that even vengeful spirits appreciated a good vintage. To the group's surprise, the ghosts, satisfied with the tribute, nodded in approval. The chandeliers ceased their wild swinging, and the temperature returned to normal. The once chaotic vineyard now felt eerily calm, as if the spirits had accepted the friends' acknowledgement of the land's history. As the first light of dawn broke over Grapeville, the group left the vineyard with a newfound respect for the supernatural and a story that would be retold with equal pots, terror and hilarity. The cursed vineyard, now appeased by the offering of its own creation, returned to its dormant state, waiting for the next group of unwitting souls to test their luck among the vines. And so, the legend of Grapeville's haunted vineyard lived on, a cautionary tale for those who sought to tempt fate in pursuit of the perfect vintage. The friends, forever changed by their night of spectral revelry, couldn't help but chuckle at the irony of their misadventure, vowing to never underestimate the power of a cursed grapevine and the spirits that called it home. As weeks passed, the group found themselves inexplicably drawn back to Grapeville. The allure of the haunted vineyard and its mischievous spirits proved too tempting to resist. This time, armed with the knowledge of the curse and a few extra bottles of the cursed vintage, they returned to Grapeville, ready to face the supernatural once more. As they stepped into the vineyard, the atmosphere seemed charged with anticipation. The grapevines rustled in greeting, as if acknowledging the return of the brave souls who had once dared to defy the curse. The spectral warning of the vines, now familiar to the group, echoed in the night air. Undeterred, Francesca led the friends to the tasting room, where the remnants of their previous encounter lingered like a ghostly echo. The chandeliers hung in perfect stillness, and the air felt strangely calm. It seemed that the spirits, having been appeased once, were willing to engage in a different kind of communion. The group, now seasoned adventurers in the realm of the supernatural, uncorked the bottles of the cursed vintage with a mix of trepidation and excitement. The room, illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight, became the stage for a peculiar reunion between the living and the spectral. As the first sip touched their lips, a collective shiver ran through the group. However, instead of chaos and mischief, a sense of camaraderie filled the room. The mischievous spirits, now more playful than vengeful, swirled around the friends, creating intricate patterns in the air. A spectral toast ensued, and the haunted vineyard became a haven for both the living and the dead to revel in the peculiar harmony they had forged. The chandeliers began to sway in a synchronized dance, and laughter, both earthly and ethereal, echoed through the vineyard. The legend of Great Vol's haunted vineyard took an unexpected turn as the group and the vengeful spirits formed an unlikely alliance. The once cursed vintage became a bridge between two worlds, a shared experience that transcended the boundaries of the living and the spectral. As dawn approached, the friends bid farewell to their spectral companions, their pockets filled with bottles of the cursed vintage as tokens of their newfound alliance. The vineyard, now a place of harmony rather than vengeance, stood as a testament to the transformative power of laughter and shared experiences. And so, the group left Great Vol with more than just a tale of haunted spirits and mischievous ghosts. They carried with them a unique connection to a supernatural realm, a friendship forged over glasses of cursed wine in a vineyard where the living and the dead danced together in spectral harmony.